Welcome to ECN Trade Daily Video. Before we begin, it should be noted that any advice is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration. Hello everyone, my name is Rob Clayton and thank you very much for joining me. To begin with, I'd like to talk just briefly on sterling. It was noted over in the report yesterday that a trade beneath 124.20 would give further weakness to the downside and look towards that 121 to 121.5 as an objective. With a low of 124.25, the market has responded respectively from there. However, it is viewed that from the stochastic and also with the MACD nearly coming through to a negative crossover from the zero, should put further emphasis to the downside and see a break of 124.20 and open towards that 121 region. Now this in terms, with the report today, I put a recommendation out of a break of sterling yen would see a move down to 136. Now with the sterling risk potential to see a move through 124.20 should see further weakness for this cross. So therefore the trade recommendation is to see any advances up towards 141 as a potential sell zone or supply, and I expect to see further weakness coming through for this cross. However, I do anticipate demand to come back from that 136 figure 18 region, so probably likely to see take profit from a short position from that region. The Australian dollar awaits now for the RBA announcement at 2:30 today, which I feel should not pose any threat towards the upside. As you can see here, the market has challenged the top side on numerous times at 77 cents and failed. It is viewed that a break of 75.90 would give further emphasis to the downside and initiate a target of 74.80 and reassess from there. The euro overnight still pretty much capped by that 108.20.50 resistance, and I do anticipate a break eventually of 107.05. That was the low last night. A break beneath there would give further exposure down towards 106.45 and lower with an objective of 105.70.85 and reassess from there. With dollar yen breaking lower overnight and now through that 111.90 does see further risk to the downside with an exposure, if you look at the dailies, of 110.20.40 and reassess from there. It should be noted, however, if you look at the 4 hour, is that we are oversold. So is 111.90 break strong enough to support the downside challenge of 110.20.40? At this stage, I would say yes, and while remaining beneath the resistance of 112.10.35, then I am in view of seeing the market weaken further for dollar yen towards that objective. Now that being said, if we do get a break today of 112.10.35, this would negate the downside and reinstate the upside to 113.25 to 113.85 and reassess from there. Gold strength continues overnight from the break of 12.26 and now nearly claims its target of 12.38.40 with a high of 35 overnight. I do expect to see a consolidation or even a pullback in gold today, with the immediate target holding at 12.28 and then beneath there 12.26. Now while that level holds, then I expect to see further coverage to the upside for gold. However, we would need to see a break above the resistance of 12.45, which if you look back in September and October was an important level for gold. So was support, now resistance. So if we get a break above 45, then further scope seen towards 12.60 and reassess from there. So that wraps up my daily video. Thank you very much for joining me. But as always, look out for my intraday report that will be released very shortly.